Oh, good evening to you. I should say, really, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Um, I was going to talk about prayer on here this evening. I just wanted to gather together a few scriptures and give you some thoughts on things. But something else came up that I discovered, and I thought it's really interesting to talk about, and that is that I mean, it goes without saying, really, doesn't it, that the mainstream media is just a complete fabrication of just about every story that you can imagine. Apparently, 7 German politicians from the AfD, well, they're calling them far right, but of course, they're probably the equivalent of our reform here, I would imagine. 7 AfD politicians from the same area in Germany have been found dead. How does the BBC spin this story? Well, one of the first words that come out of the article: the police don't suspect foul play. It's just absolutely amazing. What world we are living in. I just cannot understand it. I really can't. What I think is the most insidious thing about this is that reporting like this is becoming more and more prevalent. It's getting bolder and bolder, and they're taking the public to be stupider and stupider, if I can put it like that. It's really, it goes to show where we're at, doesn't it? As the scripture says, that there will be the great delusion that will fall upon those that turn away from the Lord. But I think those of us that are facing the Lord, looking into his eyes, knowing that he is the truth in our lives, there's an anchor inside us that tells us there's a warning light, there's a lighthouse inside us that says, just don't even believe a word of it before it even starts. And I'm interested to see how they're going to spin this story. Apparently these politicians are all of varying ages. They haven't actually named them from what I can see so far. And I think we have to see that there is really, when it comes down to it, there is only one truth, isn't there? And that's the truth that comes out of the mouth of God. Out of sinful human beings, there's always going to be a spin when it comes to the desire to capture the minds of men, manipulate the world, put it into the sphere that it wants it to be in, and then just keep spinning the lies, and then it'll just go on and on. I think Jesus puts it into the right context for all of us to understand, and I think that whether it's mainstream media or whether it's us lying to each other, or whether it's one person telling something that is perhaps a little bit of an exaggerated truth even. It's important to understand the basis of what is in a lie and why the Lord himself hates lying lips so much. I just want to read some scripture to you here. In John chapter 8, from verse 42, it's Jesus speaking here. He's talking about who the children of the devil are. Jesus said to them, "If God were your Father, you would love me, for I came from God, and now am here. I have not come on my own, but he sent me. Why is my language not clear to you? Because you are unable to hear what I say. You belong to your father, the devil, and you want to carry out your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning, not holding to the truth. There is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies. Yet because I tell the truth, you do not believe me." I'll stop there. Because I tell the truth, you do not believe me. And this is where we're at, isn't it? When the truth tries to come out, it's suppressed. It's pushed down. Only the lie is heard. And that's the pattern now of the world, the globalist media. Only the lie is heard. The truth is when they do this, they stop their ears to the truth. And what happens when they do that? Their blood is upon their own heads. They condemn themselves. Just continuing on here, Jesus says, I tell you the truth, yet because I tell the truth, you do not believe me. Can any of you prove me guilty of sin? If I am telling the truth, why don't you believe me? He who belongs to God hears what God says. The reason you do not hear is that you do not belong to God. Now, can you imagine if Jesus had come today with all the technology and the global media that we have today? Can you imagine how they would be spinning the words of Jesus? What would the BBC have to say about the claims of Jesus? Of course, they would be calling him a liar. And they would be bringing up every, leftist, I suppose you could say, the left of the truth would be coming out and disputing what the miracles that he does and the words that he says. He wouldn't stand a chance in today's world. And I think we're in the same position, really. I think we are, when we try to tell the truth, when we try to share the gospel with people, they don't want to hear it. They just want to believe the BBC style propaganda. I think what you're going to find as time goes on is that we're going to become, as Christians, we're going to become more and more powerless to fight against it. And it's pointless trying to defend something when you see it in the papers, because the voices will shout louder and louder. So just finishing off on the scripture here, the Jews answered him from verse 48, aren't we right in saying that you are a Samaritan and demon-possessed? Aren't we right, they said. They even thought they were right in calling Jesus a demon-possessed Samaritan. It will go so far, it really will, till there'll just be lies and nothing but lies. And sometimes I think that, as things are going and as the noose tightens and as free speech becomes less and less possible, all you're going to hear is lies. And all we're going to be able to do is just to stand with the Lord, stand in his word, because there won't even be an alternative media eventually. So let's make the best of it while we can. And on that note, let me just say that Friday night, I think I've said it before, I have, that's the second time, Friday night at 8 o'clock, I will be live on RTN TV. It will be radio.rtntv.org. So if you get to 8 o'clock on Friday and you're free, type in radio.rtntv.org and I will be on there. It'll be called Messages for Our Time, except that it'll have the word live in brackets next to it. And I look forward to being able to use a chat box, as I'm hoping you can. I think you have to register for that. I'm still in the process of finding out from the administrator of the site how this all works. But we'll be able to do text chat, which will be good, so you'll be able to respond to me and me to you. So I look forward to that and to Friday night, and if you can bring your friends along. It may be a complete mess to start with because I'm still getting used to the software. So please sort of bear with me if I go a little bit wrong. I'm sure that we'll iron out all the difficulties. Oh, and another incidentally, my revamped Tract, my revised Tract is in with the printers, And I hope to get that out fairly soon. And if anybody wants batches, or you want to download it, hopefully I should be able to accommodate you on that. Have a blessed evening. Oh, a PS just to add, 8 o'clock UK time, that's British summertime. You just need to figure out what time that is in your country. I think in America it's probably sort of between sort of 12 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Australia, of course, in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, possibly 8, 9 o'clock, something like that. I hope you can join.